Hello everybody, welcome back to Dwarf Fortress with Teemo. Today we're going to do a basic Marksdwarf tutorial. There's been a lot of people having problems. I actually had some problems, and I think I found all the issues, and I'll show you what's going on here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start this up. So what I've built here is just a simple archery range. What I've got is I've got targets on the same level as these little slots here. I like to just put it in this direction just because it looks nice, because the target lines up. It looks like they're going to be shooting at it. I put a little channel for each target, and then I guess a little path for each target, and then I channel down right in front. And then underneath, I dig out between those, and then I've got stairs back up. You can see I've been shooting at some of these targets, so there's some bolts here. People will eventually go collect those and put them back in my what's this called? Stockpile. Eventually they'll get around to it. There's other stuff they're doing. So the reason you want to do this is that if you don't have the space in front of the archery target, when a bolt hits the target and just drops to the floor, it's just spent and it breaks. If you channel out one level like this, the bolt will drop down and be spared, and so you can use it again. So it allows you to just keep firing. Also, you don't want anything else underneath for a few levels, because what will sometimes happen is if you have something else dug out right below here, like say I had a tunnel going through on this level, sometimes the bolt will just pass through the floor and end up on the floor underneath it. So if you just want to keep the bolts where they're supposed to be, just don't put anything for a few Z levels underneath this little path here to collect the bolts. There was, on the wiki it says if you leave a ramp, that'll stop that from happening. That's just not true. Even if there's a ramp there, it can still pass through the floor. Alright, so to create the archery range, we come to archery range right here, you're just going to do this little thing, and you can see that we're up to 12 spaces on the archery range, 18, 24. So each one of these, and this all is one archery range. So what I'm going to show you first is just how to do it with one squad. You know what? I'll just do it this way. So I've made one archery range. I hit accept on that, so I've got an archery range ready to go. Now what I have to do is the squad, and what people are saying is that this archer uniform, you need to select that. That's not quite true, but I'll show you what happens that's kind of annoying. So if I select, say, metal armor for the squad, right, and I've got the squad here, I'm going to add some more people to it. Let's see, this person, this person, this person, this person. So that's 6, that's 5. 6 people to my squad. Alright, so I've added 6 people to the squad. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to schedule them to just always train. And say now I wanted to create a new uniform for them. So the way to create a new uniform is I come in here and I do add uniform, and I'm just going to add just anything they want to wear here. Just put a bunch of stuff on. Whatever you guys want to wear is fine. Don't put a shield. I'm just going to have crossbows, whatever crossbow you want. And this is demo archers. Alright. Partial replaces, that's fine. So now that I've created this demo archers and I assign it to them, is this pause? No, let me unpause it. Alright, so they're going to go around and pick this stuff up. But hopefully it'll just do us and then you'll show. So you wanted to, like, say you deleted your archer or you created a new squad. You can see they're picking up all this stuff, but they're not picking up any ammo. And that's one of the bugs that people are complaining about, and it is a bug, is they don't pick up ammo because I assigned the uniform. So, and I update equipment, that doesn't do it. If I assign back to no uniform, and then I go back to assigning these demo archers, they're still not going to go pick up the equipment. So that's just a bug. So what you have to do is select my squad. These buttons is terribly placed. This X down here will destroy your squad. This just cancels their orders. And you want to cancel orders quite often in this game. And then putting them right next to it, and there's no are you sure on this, is horrible. Just careful not to push this X unless you want to. I want to push this X right now. Because what you're going to need to do to make sure it doesn't bug is when you create the squad, you just click on the demo archer. So I've created it already. You saw me create it. I had to create a new squad to create the demo because there's not a create uniform from this menu. There should be a create uniform from this menu too, but there isn't one. So I had to create a squad, create the uniform, delete the squad, come back here, and it's when you select it now from this menu. I don't have to select the archer up here. This is the demo archer that I created for you. I just have to select it here. And then I'll add some more people to it. You. Alright, back to squads. And I will put them onto training. And now if we go look at their equipment, now they're picking up their equipment, but you can see it's yellow now for the ammunition because I created it with the uniform that I selected. They're now gonna go pick up ammunition. I don't know why it's like that, but that's what you're gonna need to do is create your uniform, get rid of the squad. When you create the squad, select that. If I go and start changing this uniform now into something else, they're not gonna pick up ammo. So if you're going to want to change their outfit, you have to disband this squad completely and create it fresh with the new uniform you created. Alright, so now they're picking up ammo. But they're not firing yet because I haven't actually assigned them to this squad. I got them training all the time. But let me go select this, and I come here when you create the archery range. First of all, pay attention to what direction they're firing. The default is up. I'm assuming the default is up because that's what looks the best when you put down the archery target, but you technically can put these archery targets any direction you want. But here's where you add a squad. So I'm going to add this squad in, and I just say I'm going to train here. So now the squad, I haven't built them a barracks, but you can see he's got his, they're coming over here. They're each lining up for a target, and they're shooting their little crossbows up here. If we take a look at this guy, look at his items. Like, he's going to burn through his bolts here. He's at archery practice. And we'll leave it running. He burned through his bolts. Pick up equipment. His picking up equipment is picking up a whole bunch more bolts. And it's working just fine because, again, that uniform issues, that was a pain in the butt. But I've got it figured out. He's soldiering with no activity. They don't necessarily come back and fire. Sometimes they do some other stuff, but they'll eventually get back around to firing again. They're just going to go. Everyone's done for a little bit. So we'll give them a minute and make sure that they come back and there's not more bugs. And you can see these dwarves are running and picking up those bolts that they were firing down here. That's why those dwarves keep running in there. What you could do to stop that, actually, let me go ahead and do that. To stop them from running in the way is if I just get rid of all this. And then they'll just run down below instead of in front. Okay, so like this guy's back. He's firing again. He just wanted to take a little break. Maybe he went to go grab a drink or something. I don't know. Whatever he was doing. Let's see if some of his friends rejoin him. And I got those off now. Why are you guys jumping down that level? You guys are insane. I don't know where his buddies are. Where are your buddies? Soldiering with no activity. You do have bolts, right? Yeah, you got plenty of bolts. I wonder if it's because I took away those ramps, it doesn't consider it part of the same. Let me see. No, looks like it. picked up their bolts again. But none of them want to go shoot anymore. Oh no, he's back. But it's only one guy shooting. Alright, well, plan B, right here. Oh no, you got another guy? Okay, we got another guy shooting. Okay, they're just taking breaks. I was about to go show you something else, but they're just taking breaks. Yeah, these dwarves never know what they're doing. Okay, so everything looks like it's working. They pick up their ammo again. They will take breaks, but here they come, and they're lining up, and they're shooting back up to 4 of the 6 shooting. So that's about it. You follow those steps. The big one there is just you can't change their uniform after you create the squad and expect them to pick up ammo. So just use either another military squad to create your uniform, or just disband the archer squad or Marksdwarf squad and then create it again with the new uniform after you've created it. If you also want to give them non-archery training, you would have to set up a barracks as well. That's what I showed here. Is you can also set up a barracks for the same squad. So I'll set up a barracks here. Now, if you do this, just remember that they're not going to always archery train now. So now that I set this up, some of them might decide to come over here and start giving each other like dodging demonstrations and that kind of stuff. They're not going to just shoot constantly. If you only give them the shooting range, then the only thing that they're going to have to do is shoot constantly. So it's up to you whether you want to give them the other training or not. See, like he came over here and he's gonna wait for some combat training. So they're gonna get together and do some combat training. Which, if you set up your defenses so that the enemies can never get to your crossbow dwarves, it's fine to not give them the other training. If you expect them to eventually get in combat, it would be good to give them a little bit of both. But as you can see, they're not getting the range training right now. They're getting something else. So it's just kind of up to you what you want to do. Well, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped. Have a great night.